Hello and welcome back to Jenny Kern Astrology. Today we're here to discuss the full wolf moon in Cancer happening on January 3rd, 2026. It's happening 13 degrees Cancer on top of fixed star Sirius, the Dog Star. Congratulations, you've made another journey around the Gregorian calendar. We're moving into a 1 year in numerology. A year of new beginnings and fresh intentions. Intentionality is going to be ever more important. In February, on February 17th, 2026, we'll have our lunar new year, the true new year. We'll begin the year of the fire horse. This is coinciding with Saturn aligning with Neptune, 0 degrees Aries on that world access point just a few days after the Lunar New Year, on February 20th, 2026. January is an active, busy month featuring a stellium or concentration of planets in Capricorn, bringing energy and emphasis to our long-term goals and our ambitions, implementing structures, systems, and habits necessary to bring our dreams into reality. We begin the month with a full moon, which is about completion, released, and manifestation. It's in Cancer, featuring Jupiter retrograde, exalted in Cancer, at opposition with this Capricorn stellium, or concentration of planets. Mercury, Mars, Venus, the Sun, and asteroid of long-term commitment, Juno. The demands of work and our aspirations, Capricorn, come to a head with our deep need for wintering, to cocoon, to turn inward, to reflect on the previous year, and provide self-care. Cancer. As with all oppositions, this push-pull dynamic creates tension that plays out in our one-to-one interpersonal relationships. It's part of a fixed T-square. The Capricorn stellium, concentration of planets, opposes Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, both of which are squaring off against Chiron in Aries, the asteroid of deep soul wounding. Tune in for the horoscopes, the predictions for the next 6 months ahead, to hear how Chiron in Aries has been affecting you. As the final year of Chiron in Aries, these themes and lessons are going to come to a head as we prepare to shift into Chiron in Taurus. Opposing Jupiter, this full moon is challenging our beliefs. In the sign of Cancer, these beliefs are closely tied to home and family. What unconscious, possibly limiting beliefs did you absorb in childhood or through your family system that are no longer serving you today? Squaring Chiron, it's triggering and testing our deepest wounds around independence, self-sufficiency, and autonomy, Aries, stemming from early childhood. This can manifest in either of two extremes, codependency or hyper-independence, trying to prove that you can do it alone because you really fear emotional intimacy. If you tuned in for my last video, I teased a product that I just finished publishing. I designed a planner, an astrology alignment planner, that tracks every lunation, the full and new moon, on a monthly and weekly calendar. For each full and new moon, I've implemented reflection pages. So again, full moons are about completion and release. So there's a page asking you to reflect on what's being illuminated and what you're ready to release. And new moons are around setting intentions for the future. So around the new moons, which will be in the first part of the year, mid-month, until we have the double full moon, the blue moon, in May, and then the timing will shift. There will be reflection pages around goal setting and bringing more awareness to your habits and how you can implement healthier and new habits. So I'd like to show you and share with you on the screen here some of those pages. If you are interested in ordering this planner, you can send me an email. I will be selling it for $50. You can send me an email to the email on the screen. I'll also put it in the description box below. jkernifer@gmail.com. The first few pages are an introduction to the planner, how to use the planner, an outline of the transits, the major transits for the year, and an overview of Mercury's retrograde cycles and the upcoming Venus retrograde in really October through December of next year in Scorpio and Libra. That one will be very potent, so stay tuned. Then with each month, I have a couple of pages outlining where the sun transits, so each zodiac season, so Capricorn season, Aquarius season, and their planetary rulers, where they're located. I also have a list of the monthly lunations, and I've listed all the major planetary ingresses and major aspects. On the monthly spread, I have everything excluding the sextiles. I didn't want it to be too busy. So I have the major lunations, I have the first quarter moon, the last quarter moon, full moon, new moon, and I have the major conjunctions, squares, and trines. Sextiles, you'll have to refer to the list. Anything happening at a critical, a painful degree, such as 18 degrees, 22 degrees, or 29 degrees, is highlighted in red. And now for the full moon spread, the full moon in Cancer. Full moons are about completion and harvest. As the most spiritually charged phase of the lunar cycle, it's time to reap the rewards of past efforts, and the intentions you planted 6 months prior under the corresponding new moon. In this case, that new moon was in Cancer. The name for any full moon falling in the month of January is the wolf moon, named for hungry wolves howling in hunt of their next winter meal. This full moon challenges us to reconnect with our intuition and our animal survival instincts. The wolf is a resilient creature that can go it alone or thrive as part of the pack. The choice is yours. What are you most hungry for? This year, the wolf moon activates the Capricorn-Cancer axis of opposition. That's what creates that dynamic tension that is really challenging us to find balance. With each opposite sign, there's a reason opposites attract. It's through these relationships, our friends, our mentors, our teachers, our parents, our romantic partners. They are our very best teachers, mirroring back to us the parts of self that we still need to heal. We need only be open to growing. The sun, spotlighting Capricorn energy, and moon and Jupiter in Cancer, creates dynamic tension between our needs for structured discipline and personal accountability, Capricorn, and our equally human needs for emotional security, nurturing, and acceptance. Cancer, a cardinal water sign ruled by the moon, amplifies emotions, creating a powerful time for reflection, introspection, and seeking solace through the safety of home, family, and the pets who love us unconditionally. Cancer is the sign of the home, so it may be time to either forge your own path toward greater self-sovereignty or to reconnect with family after a period of isolation or estrangement. Capricorn, a cardinal earth sign ruled by Saturn, planet of karma, time, personal accountability, and self-discipline, is all about grounding down through consistent, practical habits, schedules, and routines. The crab has a hard time letting go. It has claws that pinch and hold on to things for far longer than is healthy or necessary. It has an exoskeleton protecting a very soft, sensitive, and vulnerable inside. It's time to release what no longer serves your highest good or what compromises your emotional safety. This is a great time to explore your ancestry, release and cleanse your emotional wounds, shed any residual negativity from past betrayals, hurts, and resentments, and embrace vulnerability as strength. We mentioned that this full wolf moon is happening 13 degrees Cancer on top of fixed star Sirius, which is located 14 degrees Cancer. Sirius comes with those themes of familial estrangement, which for many of us were heightened from 2024 to 2025, with Jupiter in Gemini exaggerating the dichotomy, the extreme division in our beliefs. It saddens me to see so many families fall apart or stop speaking because of political and/or religious views. The devil seeks to divide and thrives in separation, while God longs for unity, acceptance, and peace. As with any full moon, something is illuminated. You may be experiencing profound clarity on something, or a truth is being revealed. You are now free to choose you, especially if you've been sacrificing any values or self-care to make something work, a relationship or a job. It's a supermoon with Jupiter exalted in Cancer, expanding our emotions and feelings of nostalgia, making this one of the luckiest full moons of the year. But it comes with deep emotions. Remember, the only way out is through. It's okay to let those emotions out. It's encouraged to let those emotions out rather than stifle them or avoid them. Process them and leave them behind you. The moon is in rulership in Cancer, heightening intuition and emotionality. We're feeling things in our gut before they happen. Those feelings you get, anxiety or peace, those are messages. Cancer energy is all about the home and family, things we carry and pass down through generations from our ancestors, protected spaces, and emotional boundaries. Cancer energy is that inner child within each of us that longs for nurturance and to simply feel safe, both physically and emotionally. Home is whenever I'm with you. It's a deeply healing lunation, especially around childhood wounding that still plays out in our interpersonal relationships. Capricorn energy, on the other hand, is a much more stoic energy that's more focused on our public self over our private self. Capricorn is focused on responsibilities and duties, diligence, competence, stoicism, living with integrity, and keeping our promises. Capricorn is about the societal expectations, those systems, hierarchical structures, and public pressures that seek to shape or control who we are and how we define success. Collective themes include breaking free from societal norms and expectations, isolation, independence, social volatility, and contrarianism. Many of us have had parents or guardians who, for one reason or another, were not able to meet our emotional needs, forcing us to learn to parent ourselves and be more independent. We must learn self-love and self-nurturance so that we do not seek balance or emotional fulfillment in people who are not able to match or reciprocate that unconditional love, care, and affection we give. The Sun and exalted Mars in Capricorn are working together, giving focused determination. Be intentional and get clear around those intentions. God will always see your heart. All of these planets are out of bounds. Mars exalted in Capricorn heightens Mars energy, especially when it's out of bounds and especially when it's combust or conjoined aligned with the Sun. Whenever you hear out of bounds, you can think off the rails, out of control. Now, Capricorn is a very controlled energy, so that should help temper it a bit. In Capricorn, out of bounds Mercury, Mars, and Venus indicates that the collective will be expressing energy by breaking free of societal constraints. Capricorn is a sign that relates to power and control, to the law, while Cancer has to do with national security. So there could be attacks or acts of violence or acts of war outside of the confines of law or international law. Saturn and Neptune coming together at the very end of the zodiac, the late degrees of Pisces before aligning 0 degrees Aries, will also test international borders and boundaries and may reshape them in the next several years. Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. The last time it was at this part of the sky was December 1941, the attack on Pearl Harbor, which essentially forced U.S. involvement in World War II. The last time Neptune ingressed into Aries was 1861, during the American Civil War. If you catch what I'm dropping, you see what I mean. Venus and Mars are combust. They're aligned with the Sun, experiencing a rebirth. Venus rules what we value, what and how we love, our love language, and how we invest our time, energy, money, and resources. In Capricorn, Venus longs for structure, dedication, and long-term commitment. What are we building? Are we celebrating just the passing of time, or are we building something of structure? You were put on this planet to build and grow. A love that lasts and stands the test of time and is not just merely superficially passing time out of comfort or companionship. Mars is the energy applied in the pursuit of something we desire. In Capricorn, we're focused on plans, long-term goals, ambitions, and the lasting legacy we'd like to leave behind. Since Mars and Venus are aligned with the Sun, it could be a very creative and inspiring time. Pay attention to who you're meeting and attracting, as there could be a long-term potential here. Juno, asteroid of long-term commitment and marriage, is aligned with the Sun, Venus, and Mars in Capricorn, making this an ideal time to let go of the past as you deepen your connection to your significant other, or, if you're single, to create space for the right partner to come in. This rebirth is deeply tied to commitment for both masculine and feminine and non-binary collectives. This is beautiful energy for holding one another in a partnership accountable, for showing up fully and authentically in the highest octave of love, not attachment. Sometimes the greatest act of love you can perform is giving the one you love, who needs healing, the space to blossom into who they were meant to be. The moon on Sirius, featuring Jupiter in Cancer, we want to feel rooted and to experience a deep sense of belonging. We want to feel loved and accepted by those we call family, our soul family. These are the people we choose to invest our time, energy, and love into. We want to know they have our backs and that they love us without condition. We'll be feeling deep nostalgia. Often we idealize our past. After a breakup, we have a tendency to focus on the good times, and we can lose sight of the harsher realities of the situation. How we were maybe trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Saturn and Neptune are still in Pisces. We can be prone to falling for the potential we see in others, instead of seeing the reality of where they are right now. Let's circle back to Cancer in shadow. I mentioned that Cancer energy is symbolized by the crab, which has those claws that cling onto things longer than is healthy or necessary, a hard exterior protecting a soft, vulnerable, very sensitive interior, and this crabs in the bucket syndrome, which has a tendency to hold not only itself back, but others back. The key here is not to spend too much time dwelling on the past. You can reflect on it, for sure, it's super healthy, but if you spend too much time focusing on the past at the expense of the present moment and the future, this can lead to depression. It can even cause us to miss opportunities. This makes me think of the Four of Cups card in tarot, which represents Cancer energy. So this young lady is focused on the 3 spilled cups in the background. However, there is a full cup, one filled with abundance, with opportunity, right at the bottom of the rainbow here. She need only shift her perspective to focus on an attitude of gratitude, to appreciate the reality of the situation, what is here in front of you showing up for you, instead of dwelling on what isn't. We're learning to release expectations of others. It was Shakespeare who said that expectation is the root of all heartache. The crab has a tendency to pull inward into its shell and isolate when it's feeling threatened or vulnerable. So watch for this tendency. Release your past. Forgive them. They know not what they do. Let go of perceived resentments and betrayals. Who will feel this full moon the most? Anyone with personal placements or important angles around 10 to 16 degrees of the cardinal signs. Cancer and Capricorn especially, but also Libra and Aries. Let's dive in a little bit more detailed to the aspects. Venus and Mars are in a tight conjunction to the Sun. They are combust, about to experience Kazemi, a rebirth. This can manifest as a strong drive to get something accomplished. All this Capricorn energy is answering to Saturn, closing in on Neptune. This is helping us dissolve illusions, delusions, and deceptions, especially where we've been self-deceptive. Those rose-colored glasses we like to wear because they make everything look pretty, myself included. I love wearing rose-colored sunglasses, and when I was a swimmer, I wore rose-colored goggles. It indeed makes everything look like a beautiful Easter egg. Those rose-colored glasses are falling off as we're forced to face reality, whether that's manifesting for you in a job, career, or within a relationship. It's dissolving anything false in favor of greater authenticity. Trust that God always has your back. Rejection is merely divine redirection. We need only surrender control and trust in divine timing. Any masking is being exposed and would have been exposed over the past few weeks. There were a lot of snakes in the grass in 2025, the year of the wood snake. Remember, a snake must routinely shed its skin in order to grow. You're encouraged to do the same. Saturn and Neptune in the late degrees of Pisces form a sextile, a supportive sextile to Uranus retrograde in Taurus. We're implementing solutions and opportunities to innovate, Uranus, a new way forward tied to financial and material security that's more aligned with our values, Taurus. Thank you for watching. If you're still with me, you're a real one. Drop your current most used emoji in the comments. If you took anything away from this video, we ask that you like, comment, share the content, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, we know that you'll enjoy the full playlist and this additional video. Thank you so much. Love you, and see you soon.